What is good, everybody? Just get a few moments that people come in. Hope everybody's having a good day, week, month, year, whatever. Let me know if you can hear me. What is going on, Dragonfly Wings? I heard a little bit of you telling your story as I was driving earlier today. Obviously, you came on a few years ago, but just want to publicly say I'm proud of you. You can hear me? Okay, that's awesome. I know you have been one person that was one of the original people that came on and told their story, and just wanted to publicly say that I believe in you, and I know that you're an overcomer. So I appreciate who you are. What's going on, Nanya? Give a few moments. As always, Nanya, or not Nanya, Dragonfly. Not sure what's going on, but everybody needs that encouragement every once in a while. Share away, Nanya. You're good. Um, like I said, I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but I rock with you. Satan's. I can never tell my story. They, hey, this if you're not comfortable telling your story, that's completely understandable. I didn't um, have anybody in particular in mind. I've never um, would put pressure on anybody to do something they're not ready to do. What's going on, Cap? I think this is the first time you've been in one of my streams. I very rarely stream anymore, but it's good to have you, bud. But yeah, I just wanted to give an opportunity. If nobody wants to, that's fine. That's great. I would never um, expect or put pressure on somebody to tell their story if they wasn't ready, they wasn't prepared, because that's a big deal, and I don't take it lightly at all. But I wanted to, in the midst of the events that transpired last week and all the negativity that's been going on, I just wanted to provide a positive outlet and hopefully encourage somebody in the process. I was just mentioning that because I think those who get the honest stories are stronger than I. Absolutely. It takes a strong person to just be vulnerable and tell what the things that they've gone through in their life. It doesn't have to necessarily be anything sexual. They could have overcome alcohol addiction. They could have overcome just mental abuse, physical abuse, just anything that has hindered them in their life, and they've been able to overcome and become a stronger person. And that gives encouragement to other people to know that they can overcome whatever obstacles that are presented towards them. So, more power to them. I believe in the power of community and say what you want, but it's always a plus if somebody's being vulnerable and willing to let um, not give what happened to them, not give their abusers power, not give the situation that they had gone through, not give that any more power over their lives. You are allowed to be free. You are allowed to have a voice. you're allowed to overcome things that was meant to bring you down. I'm gonna in a moment. I'm gonna drop the link. If anyone wants to come up and shoot the shit, that's fine. If you want to, like I said, I'm not pressuring anybody. I've got no person in mind. It's entirely up to you. If you want to be anonymous, anonymous, easy for me to say. Um, you don't have to even put your name on there. You could just come up there, not have a camera or anything like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. It's been a minute since I've had to do this, but just drop the link for anybody that wants to come up. Like I said a few minutes ago, I have no person in mind. And even if nobody comes up, that's good. Just want to give an outlet to somebody. I've been almost 2 years since I've done one of these, so I hope to hopefully provide some encouragement for somebody. And let me know if you guys can see the link or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, first off, I want to say fuck Edward. Um, yeah, that goes without saying. But yeah, fuck him. But this doesn't necessarily have to be about him. It doesn't have to be about the stuff that surrounds him and the negativity and the darkness that transpired with his evil actions. I want to provide a positive outlet. Um, you can turn what was meant to be a negative into a positive. You can turn what was meant to bring you down and hopefully help somebody else, encourage somebody else. Somebody pull up. Anybody can pull up. It's not, like I said, I have no person in mind. And even if nobody necessarily feels comfortable telling their story, it's fine. They can just come up here and shoot the shit. But I just want to provide something that is contrary to what we've seen over the past few days. I think we're all sick to our stomachs, even hearing about the stuff that went happened and transpired that was meant to be hidden, that he wanted to hide, he wanted to brush it under the rug, and his evilness got exposed. Need some strong people. Yeah, exactly. It takes a strong person. Just going a little bit, those who've not heard my story, I've um, overcome a lot in my life as well. Those that have heard it, but the people that are new, I've overcome a lot of stuff in my life. I try not to focus on it. I try to be positive. I try to help other people that have um, suffered the similar setbacks in life. I've overcome mental abuse. I've overcome physical abuse. I've overcome people that have told me that I couldn't do something. I've overcome um, just a lot in my life, and I want to be that person to help encourage other people. And this isn't about me by any means, but thank you. I appreciate that. I don't let things define me. In fact, that's what I hate when people say mention about my cerebral palsy and whatnot, I don't ever use that as a crutch. I don't ever use it as something that can um, define me because I don't let things define me. I don't let circumstances define me. But yeah, I wasn't able supposed to walk or talk. I wasn't able to my first couple years I was alive, but I overcame that. There's people that are in far worse situations than people that are in wheelchairs, people that aren't functioning, people that aren't able to fend for themselves. So I consider myself blessed. Hey, Mr. X, long time no see, buddy. I don't know if there's a live catch or something going on, but I appreciate you coming in, buddy. I dropped the link just a few moments ago. If anybody wants to come up, no, that's good. That's fine. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. I don't know what else is going on, but I figured this would be an alternative to whatever. If somebody else is have another panel or whatnot, this would be an alternative. Cat, I don't know if people would talk. I don't care. I mean, it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be about him. I think I did this in spite of him. Um, to get people to talk about something positive besides the shit that went down the other day. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about him. JT went live to talk about Tommy. And it's good for him. I don't keep up with anything, so I don't know any other stuff that's going on, but I know I'm saying that's what they do and that's what everyone is. That's fine. Like I'm not all about viewers. I'm all about subscribers. I'm not about clout. Um, I'm the last person that cares about clout or pull. And if anybody knows me, knows that's the case. I don't care less about myself or views or whatnot. Um, so that doesn't bother me. Dragonfly, if you want to come on, you can. You're more than welcome. Nanya, if you want to as well. I've never had you on, so I've never formally talked to you one on one. So you don't necessarily have to tell your story and whatnot, but I think you were on a catch with Alex from Predators once. No, I've never been on a catch with Alex. I met uh, Alex a few years ago, but I've never been on a catch with him. He's come by my area and not doxing my location, but he's come by um, where I live at several times. Are you good? No need to apologize. But I've seen you around a lot, Mr. X, over the years, so it's good to have you here tonight. I'm just gonna put it down one more time. There you go. But that was crazy about the catch. I did watch that catch last night that Alex, the Pred, shot himself. That is crazy. Um, yeah. I mean, good riddance to him, but that's not something you definitely expect. I didn't watch it live, but I heard about it. Heard that he killed himself. But like I said, good riddance to him. That's you know money that the legal system could save, and not have to worry about trying him in court and everything. He's meeting his maker. So, what's going on, pullover? It's good to have you here. Another new person. Uh, You guys get to share this. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about views or anything like that. But I want to see as many people coming here, even if I'm not live for that long. Exactly. Fortunately, they are fine. That's the most important thing is that they're fine. Nobody was harmed besides the pred, and they didn't get arrested or anything like that. I think they were detained, but um, fortunately, they're good, and that's the most important thing. I don't care what kind of issues you have with another person. You would never want to see somebody, especially a catcher that's out there in the line. You would never want to see anybody have harm done to them. So I know they've had a couple of close calls. So um, anytime you do something like that, you're exposing somebody. You don't know what their mindset is. You don't know what their um, frame of mind is. You don't know what they're going to do, especially if they've got the feeling that their back's against the wall. So I'm good that I'm glad that they were non harmed. Sorry, I was just trying to. It's been a minute since I've done a stream on StreamYard. So what's going on with you guys? It doesn't have to be about me. It doesn't have to. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want me to have some monologue. I want to be able to interact or shoot the shit, if you will. went and saw the new Twisters movie today. Um, I'm Yeah, it's hot as hell out here too. Because I went and saw the new Twisters movie today. It wasn't as good as the original, but I lived in Oklahoma for several years. I think that's where the original uh, Twisters was shot in Broken Arrow. But I don't know. It wasn't as good as the original. I'm ready for Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know if it's gonna live up to the hype, but especially they've been hyping it over the past um, several years. Did I see it in 3D? No, I saw just regular theater. I'm sure in 3D it'd be a lot better. I don't know. I just it's more biased towards the original. The new one, it's okay, but it's not something I would just go into theaters to see again. I did like, just brought back some memories of when I lived there in Oklahoma, and they'd mentioned different towns and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I know exactly where that's at. Um, but yeah, they get hit with tornadoes a lot during the spring, early summer uh, months. Is there a flying? No, there's not. I didn't see a flying cow on that. And that's the first thing you think of whenever you see or you think of Twisters, the flying cow. I think Sammy's calling up. I think that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's up, man?
yeah, what's going on? We have a what's your
No,
story?
I just figured I haven't done one of these in a couple years, and I haven't really got. I don't go live that much anymore, but I wanted to give somebody a different outlet to go to besides all the negativity and sickness that's been going on over the past several days with the Edward situation and whatnot. I'm
You want to
sure
talk about that a
everybody.
little bit?
Do you want to talk? I mean, it's fine. I'm fine talking about it. I have no issues. I just wanted to provide a positive outlet, but that's fine. You can talk about it if you want.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's actually the best comparison I can think of that is whatever's going on with the Mr. Beast thing because it's like okay, the question is like how much did he know, right, of that guy that worked with them? Now I'm kind of I literally just like learned about it like kind of like not really, right? Um,
Yeah.
but it's like the question is like okay, what if there's either he didn't know at all, or maybe he knew some partial information that, and there were a bunch of red flags, or then maybe there was just undeniable evidence and he just ignored it, right? It's like one of those options. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. The Mr. Beast thing I just found out about today. I'm not too familiar with who he is. I know he's a big YouTuber. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's got a lot of pull, but I've never
Yeah,
really watched his content. So
that's
is it primarily towards kids, or what exactly does he do?
yeah, that's actually all about all I know. I mean, something about like cash giveaways. I know probably just about as much as you. I don't really know much about him, but it's kind of like this. It kind of begs this big question about that falls on him, right? That falls on the whole Mr. Beast thing.
Yeah.
They
Especially if he
ignored
knew
the thing,
about it.
or you know, like to what degree? Like, did he know partial information? Were there a bunch of red flags he ignored? You know, like what actually did he know, and what did he do about it is going to be the question. And that's the question here. Like, how bad does it make the people that ignored all those red flags on the Ed thing look? I mean, it should. Like, it does fall back on them. Um,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes up. If he's the main guy in charge, it falls on him. And there's no telling what exactly he knew. I guess his assistant or whoever. It wasn't him that was talking to a minor, if I'm correct. It was his. I don't know, his assistant, or who was it that was talking to a minor?
Honestly, I forget the name. I just heard about it today. Uh, so yeah, I just don't know too much about it. I probably need help with chat to even know the name.
Yeah, if
Um,
somebody in chat can help me out, because I just got bits and pieces. And I just from what I heard, he wasn't talking to him. Or somebody in his camp was, and he was aware of it. To what extent, I don't know. But like you said, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I have questions about myself,
yeah, and in a
especially.
way, yeah, and in a way, I think with this whole thing is when there's red flags, they should be paid attention to. They should. And in this case, I think like with like the Ed thing is they were willfully ignored. When I say willfully, I think you probably know that every time you'd even mention the situation, you get banned in certain chats, you get kicked off panels, and things like that, because of being of not ignoring those red flags. And I think calling out that as a concept, just like when that goes on, it could go on here, it could go on in a company, it could go on in the community, it doesn't matter. Just that in general, that is worth making an example out of. And if you're not,
Exactly.
then and I think if you're not, if like that lesson is not learned, then this could happen again.
I just the first thing that come to mind. I know you don't follow football or anything like that, but about 12, 13 years ago, there was about the Penn State football team about Joe Paterno, and the guy that was busted. Um, I can't
Oh,
think of Jerry
technical, Mr.
Sandusky.
Technical Difficult.
It's Jerry Sandusky, the guy that was
Oh,
molesting all the kids. He was molesting a bunch of kids, um, and Joe Paterno was aware of it, and he chose to not address it um, to the police. I think he told somebody, but he didn't go to the police and say this was what had happened. Um, at the end of the day, they pretty much came down on him. He died a few months later, but um, it was a big ordeal about 12, 13 years ago. But it comes along the same lines. So somebody knew something, and to what extent they did, I mean, we don't know. But if you find out any information about something like that happening, you should tell the authorities
yeah, and
immediately.
yeah, and like how all this really looks is like that they ask those questions like how did those people ignore all those things and just not do anything? It's like the same thing with Harvey Weinstein. In Hollywood, like they ignored a bunch of signs. Just in general, like you see it. Am I crackling? Am my audio good?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. But that's that kind of was my point in all this, and I didn't have. I already like sustained that. I didn't have any part in the direct like research or anything like that. I never said I did. Feel like to twist things. But the point I think should be made is that's how the stuff happens, and it poorly reflects on the people that willfully ignored it, as they let that happen. They let that pass through. They do as much damage as it could. Like
Yeah.
how bad does it look that you know that we accepted or or had a person that was looking at CP and we ignored a bunch of red flags for a year, collectively. Like how bad does that look? It looks pretty bad. So you're either going to be on the side that's going to ignore red flags, or you're going to be on the side that isn't going to ignore red flags and take it seriously. And that's the point. Um, and like it should be made an example out of, like what this is.
Do you think people should be further vetted? Um, I mean, I don't know how you can with being YouTube. With anybody can have access to YouTube. Anybody can have access to a phone and
Yeah,
be able to go through the channels and whatnot. But how do you? think if there is a vetting process.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think you can only go so far with vetting, keeping it real. Like, like let's say they're even under like some account in chat, and we find out they're like a ravaged pedophile. It wouldn't really fall back on us because I guess like the closer they are to having to do with the catching, should be like that. It should be that much further vetted. But um, you know, it's kind of like vetting is one thing. You can only vet as good as you can vet. But if you just ignored a bunch of just red flags and discrepancies and things like that, it begins to fall on you in a poor way.
Yeah.
Where I mean, the people that got a rate that were I guess call like they can call it dragging. I don't care. I mean, we were basically I think in the red button and at the red flags and going, look at this. This is concerning. And now that's been nothing other than uh what's the word? I don't know, justified or vindicated in that. But people that willfully ignored it, they were a part of the problem.
I think a lot of people realize that now. I mean, I don't really pay much attention, but I don't hear anybody saying, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't hear too many people defending him now. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear
Yeah,
too many people
obviously.
saying, you know, some people they were close to him more than others, and I can't. Now it's not the time to say I told you so. In my opinion, I mean, even though people were dragging him for a year plus, people obviously saw the signs that others didn't, either whether they were willing to or they just didn't want to. I don't know. I can't determine that, but now's not the time to say I told you so. Now's the time to just like, okay, what can we learn from this? How can we go forward and know that, you know what, even if we get a hand of somebody that's got something like this on their record, how do we go forward with this?
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, the only lesson that could possibly be would fly in the case of how that entire group of people behaved, which I kind of would need. I don't know. I mean, it would be to not do what they did at a minimum. It would like the like. Let's start with how about we don't ignore blatant red flags like CP suspect. Nothing's adding up here. He's not answering into it. He has gatekeepers. That really should have been enough. And like the very small sliver of people that, let's say, I don't know, like maybe uh, they didn't necessarily attack the people that were concerned or like have an issue with that, but they just kind of maybe were duped or whatever. Like maybe Cat is in this very small category, but the people that were really seeing, like paying attention to the red flags as some kind of problem, they were the problem. Like imagine if the entire community this entire time was just like, wow, he's a CP suspect, nothing's adding up. Well, done with you. Imagine how much better that would look than basically that this being a dividing issue for the last year.
Yeah,
So something tells me there was a problem.
I mean, I view things differently because I don't necessarily have a side. I don't have I mean, my side is just the kids. Obviously, I'm invested in the root cause. I have no allegiances. I'm cool with whoever I'm cool with. It doesn't bother me about sides or allegiances. I've been that way always. But
No, I'm not
um,
talking about. I just want to clarify. I'm not talking about like before the PCD video came out. Because really, I mean, I was cool with them before the PCD video came out. Like, there's no way to
yeah,
determine anything before that. But I'm saying, like, once it was shown that he was a CP suspect, and then he was even kind of like cagey or whatever on answering to it, and it wasn't adding up and everything. That really should have been enough. Like, it should only took a couple of days to a week top to be like, wow, this is way I touch this.
yeah, he's not willing to do what it takes to clear his name. If something like that was warning labels is saying your audio sucks now. for whatever reason.
Unfortunate.
Um, I lost my train of thought. Um, it'll come back to me. Yeah, the interview with Alex said it all. Like, if it was something that an innocent person was accused of, they would be crying off or jumping off the rooftops just to um, prove their innocence, to prove that, hey, this is not. I don't want this shit attached to me. Um, for that, I don't know why he didn't do that. I wasn't cool with Ed. Like, I didn't have anything against him. You're still breaking up.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually change my audio in a second. Another phone.
You would get mad for exactly if an innocent person was um, accused of something like that, they would do whatever they can, exhaust whatever resources that they had to clear their name. But I think, in my opinion, now's not the time to say "I told you so." Now's not the time to say this is what you should have done. We're better than you. Blah 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 blah. We can learn from the past. I'm glad you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if he dropped off. Anyways, I mean, Ed wasn't shy of being on a panel talking for hours. It makes sense for him to not to come out and defend himself. Exactly. Like any person in their right mind, if something that to that effect they were being accused of, like if they would exhaust whatever resources they had to clear their name. As they should. If it was an innocent person, man, I want to do everything I can to clear that. I don't want that attached to me. For whatever reason, he didn't do it. I wasn't close to Ed, so you know, I don't know what went behind the scenes. So I'm not really active as much as I used to be. So I don't know what the details were behind the scenes of him talking to other people, or what conversations he had with other people. But I think he's trying to go on.
Yeah, so my first phone didn't work. Is my audio good now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, my first phone didn't work. And I tried a decoy phone, that didn't work. Now I'm on my third one. Um, I hear a little bit of feedback, but
I can hear you. You broke it up a little bit, but for the most part, I heard you. Mr. X said he could hear you too.
okay.
And everybody's saying they can hear you way better now.
Okay, that's good. Um, but yeah, I just as an example though, I think like it kind of should be. I mean, how else do you make an example out of this? Is my question. If it's not like if it's not, and I told you so. Because like,
Um,
yeah,
it's just something that we can learn to take an L from, man. Um, when I say we, not just one side, not just we as a whole can learn to say, hey, you know what, we dropped the ball, and just look in the mirror and go forward. I mean, you can't spend too much time blaming yourself, or blaming other people, but you can learn from the past, and you can learn not to let history repeat itself. It's like I said, it'd be easier said than done, especially with YouTube and the technology that we have, and it's easy for anybody with any access to phone to get a hold of anything, get it on the channel, whatnot. But
yeah. I mean, I kind of hear that, but it's just like I feel that a lot of these people they haven't really learned the underlying lesson, and I guess that's kind of where it comes from. Where I kind of just want to take more of a my instinct is to take more of a harsher approach to just kind of make an example rather than to even work with at all. Just to be like, what what are you thinking? Like how, not even the people like that are, sincerely duped or whatever, and they weren't necessarily had an issue, but the people that were banning these concerns, silencing these concerns, and all that. I mean, they would be the equivalent of people covering up for, like one of that guy for Mr. Beast. Let's say there was a,
Yeah.
you know, let's say he was a trusted person. It always takes the gatekeepers. Like they played that role in the situation. They did. They weren't the perpetrator, but they played that gatekeeping role, and that has very serious implications. Like they would do that in that situation. So that's kind of where I just have like uh, no, nothing for really.
Yeah, I hate that word gatekeeper. I've always have. I think we all have the same hierarchy. There's no one person's above another person. Everybody has access to the internet. Everybody has access to YouTube. Everybody has access to get on whatever channel they want. There shouldn't be any hierarchy. There shouldn't be anybody saying, "Hey, let's go to this person." You know what I'm saying? Like they've done in the past with certain people. I'm not naming names, but there are people that would say, "Hey, I'm going to this person," or "This person's got dirt on another person," or whatnot. And just, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough.
I
Um,
don't know. It just causes more problems than it should. And like I said, people just need to realize that everybody's on the same level. We all have access to internet. I'm no better than you are. I'm no better than anybody else. I've got a phone. I've got a channel. I've got a platform. I don't use it as much as I used to, but I'm no better than anybody else.
yeah, well, I mean, I would just hope that when, like, however much, like, perception that this shows or whatever on the predator catch community, like, however that will be received either in the future or how it already is, that, there's people that did the right thing in history and people that did the wrong thing in history, and I can just say that was part of the right side of history, and I don't know. I mean, and I think you kind of were too, because you said that no, this isn't drama, this is serious. So
Ex-
you
Exactly.
took
I
you took it serious.
normally I stay away from drama. I stay away from whatever nonsense is going on. If I'm saying something about this topic in particular, then it's a serious topic. CP is the core of why we're here, or children. Let me say that. Let me clarify that. Children are the core of why we're here. That's why the catchers go out there and catch. That's why the decoys decoy. That's why the support is for kids, or should be for the kids. Um, and I used to always say, keep the main thing the main thing. That's keeping the main thing the main thing is the children. And when somebody's exposing the children, when somebody's got that shit attached to them, that's not drama. That's not your everyday rumor mill. That's not your everyday gossip. Whatever. It's serious shit, and it should be addressed. It shouldn't be swept under the rug. It shouldn't be taken lightly. It should be addressed. People shit on you for pressing the right button on certain things, but especially when it comes to something like that, there's no. I mean, by all means, press the red button. By all means, do what you got to do to expose whatever evil is being done.
Yeah, and I don't care like how dramatic people want to make that out to be or whatever. Like till the day I die, I just will have no regrets for anything I did. Just for taking that general issue seriously. Like I'm not saying I did anything like because I didn't. The people that undercovered this BCD, and panel channel, like they're the people that really got the documents going. I don't know if there were others. Not really thinking of it. Um, but at the same time, like as far as just like, and I don't see any issue, even though they called it dragging or whatever. I mean, even if they were doing a panel, I don't see what's wrong with because I think what it was there was a grain of awareness within that. Even though it could look like content and cloud or whatever, there was a grain of awareness within it where, for hours and hours they would be pointing out the people that aren't taking this seriously and the seriousness of the issue and how that could fall back on what we do. And I mean, maybe there could be an argument of like there being a better use of time, but I think that was productive, to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you did what you thought was necessary, easier for me to say. Whenever you were made aware of certain situations, people shit on you for that, but you did what you thought in your heart was necessary. I mean, nobody can fault you for that.
Yeah. There's only 6 people in there? Damn. That's Crystal.
I don't know if there's. I don't have the pool like I used to, but
Yo, hold on. Let me see if I can get people in here. I don't know.
I don't know if there's another catch going on. I think Nunya said that um, somebody else was having a stream to because they were afraid that we were going to mention about ad or whatnot.
We're going to mention what?
I think Nunya said earlier, I wasn't paying attention, but I think she said something about that there's another stream going on because they were afraid that we were going to talk about ad or whatnot.
Oh, I don't know if there's another stream going on, but
I don't either. I just was reading the comment. I mean, I didn't necessarily care one way or another what we talked about, but my primary goal was to hopefully do something positive for once.
yeah. Yeah, and I don't see a catch or anything live. I mean, so if I were to see it, I don't know if they have a new channel or something like that.
It's all good.
But yeah, but also even this telling story, like this telling survivor story thing is I mean, I think I don't know who made the point, but like this is a really bad place to trust one another and to really show any kind of vulnerability. Like maybe if it was like there was like a better group of people, I could see that. But I would just like honestly, even though it's good to put it out, I would just never I would never recommend that because like how much times has that been used against people here?
Yeah.
And for what? Just opening up, like just saying the truth. They weren't lying about it. They didn't change it or whatever. Like they owned like, the good and the bad or whatever. Like even Dragonfly situation, I mean it was something she was honest about, she came forth and it's just used against her. So
I'm not would never tell somebody that if they wasn't comfortable, if they wasn't ready. I would never want somebody to do something that they wasn't ready, they wasn't prepared for. That's totally up to them. Even if
yeah.
they wanted to remain anonymous, that was totally in their ball court. I just didn't. Like I said, I haven't done it in a couple years. I don't know who's necessarily doing it now. But I just wanted to provide an alternative to what most of negativity has gone on the last week or so. Not necessarily just the last week, just in general. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from, though. Just the vile shit that's going on with the doxing and people posting other people's addresses and stuff like that, and that's crazy to me. That's um, back in the day, we never saw stuff like that happen. Even if somebody mentioned the predator's name, like you were shunned for that, pretty much. And now different people are
Yeah.
doxing people's addresses, people doxing their loved ones, their children, and stuff like that. And that's, I don't know, that's crazy to me.
I remember when it was like a big bad thing to dox too. Um
Exactly.
And like I remember PNN was I don't want to say like too much details, but like PNN was docked by Tech. I'll just say like because that's just known. And that was just like there was a video about that, and that was like a big deal. Like, oh shit, someone like actually went through with the docs, like intentionally doxing someone, you know. And that was like looked at as like a really bad thing. But now it just happens left and right. Like people just you know threaten to call people's family members and this and that, and try to like affect their jobs as if like they're predators. I mean, I've never done any of that shit. So
Yeah. I couldn't even. I mean, Ryan, you were around whenever you were being trolled heavily, even more than now. Back when you had the falling out with PP Mass. Did you ever even think about, you know what, I'm going to dox this person? Did that ever
no,
even? See, me
I've
either.
and I've done nothing other than like even now. I mean, I've still not done nothing other than tell the truth. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes people just don't like the truth, but and then and honestly, in that time, it was kind of similar to now, where like it didn't matter what was true or not. It was just the fact that like then I didn't have like any voice. I couldn't even go live, but now now I can at least go live. But it just matters more about like who is more clout and I guess pull than what's actually true.
Yeah.
Like that was really true then. Like people just kind of ran with their narratives, and it didn't really matter what was presented. It was just a narrative. But yeah,
There's a lot of flip flopping. A lot of people going to whatever camp they feel like is cool or whatnot. Like you said, the clout factor is relevant, but I don't know, I've never cared about cloud. I never cared about sides per se, but it's crazy just to see a lot of changes that's gone on over the years. Stuff that I never crossed my mind even once, and you see it happening on a daily occurrence.
yeah, pretty much.
What's going on, Tom? Hey, K Swizzle.
Yeah, it's a
It's good
question
to see
about
you.
how bad it'll get. Like how bad can it get?
I mean, what gets me, I mean, I get that they were wanting to have an airtight cases, but if that was the case, they would have searched all of his votes, not just they searched six of them. Am I correct?
Oh, phones, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, wait, didn't they search all the phones?
I thought there was because I thought there was 20 in total. A total of 20. Easy for me to say, but they only searched six of them. I may be wrong, um,
Oh, I didn't
but
actually know that.
I thought they only searched a certain amount of phones when he had a lot more, and for whatever reason, they didn't search all the devices. I could be totally wrong, but that's, and if I am wrong, somebody please call me out. But
Yeah, I can't verify either way, honestly. I thought they just searched everything because it was like a CP warrant, so I just would imagine they would just search everything, all the
yeah,
devices. So that
maybe I
um,
read it wrong. But I could have sworn I saw that only a certain amount of devices of the amount that he had was actually um, gone through. I only got through one page of the document, to be honest with you, after I saw some of the details, and it made me sick to my stomach. I couldn't read anymore, just to see the details, the shit that was on the phone.
yeah. Um, I don't know. And what's more crazy is it didn't meet the federal minimum, so now he's gonna walk. Whatever that means, the minimum, the federal minimum, or whatever they said. Because I thought there was Actually, something that doesn't make sense. Was it? Did they say federal minimum? But it wasn't the federal government that did the raid.
Yeah, I don't know. I just heard it didn't meet the minimum of what they were looking for as far as trying to prosecute him and whatnot. But regardless, they dropped the ball. Hopefully, it's getting addressed. I don't know how much good it's going to do now, given it's 5 years after the fact. But you can't tell me that he doesn't have something on his phone now. That if they were to draw up a search warrant and try to search something, that they wouldn't find something on his phone. I mean, nobody has that much shit on their phone and just quits cold turkey and never does it again. You know, predators, they reoffend all the time. So who's to say that he doesn't have anything on his phone now?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And obviously it's like that's they have no reason to stop doing what they're doing. I mean, even if they like you call that scary, but do these people really change? They were told that they weren't basically going to get charged or any ramifications. So as far as we know, this could be going on. This could be ongoing shit.
Yeah, especially if they think they can get away with it and are not nobody's breathing down their neck. Of course, they're going to continue doing what they're doing. They're not. They've got nothing to lose. They don't think they're going to get caught. They think they're beyond reproach, so they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. What do you think about as far as like telling stories? Like, what do you think is the biggest barrier preventing people from telling stories? Their stories.
A lot of it has to do with the way this quote unquote community is these days. Like we were just talking about the doxing, the
Yeah.
personal information that's being thrown out for whatever reason. Um, People just don't realize that there's family members behind these YouTube screens and whatnot. There's people that have family members, that have loved ones, that have people that are innocent, that have no connection to this community whatsoever. But for whatever reason, they're getting doxxed, they're having their information shared, and I don't agree with any of it. I don't think anybody should have their jobs called. I don't think anybody should have their personal information that they have private for a reason. They shouldn't have it disclosed to the public if they don't want it, because you don't know who would have access to that. You don't know if a crazy ex would get a hold of that information and try to get a hold of that person. You don't know what's they've gone through. There's a lot of survivors. There's a lot of people that have overcome, people that have you know, had sexual assault, rape, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, physical abuse, mental abuse. There's people that have suffered lots of things in their life, and you don't know who would have access to that information. You don't know who's got a restraining order out on another person. Um, and if they got a hold of that information, you don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. But I mean, even bigger is in society. I think it's just like this something that predators do is they cast. They really put the shame on the the victim or the survivor rather,
Yeah.
and in a way, they're kind of like perceived as or thinking they're perceived as being a part of it in some way. So it's like a way where they they're made to like carry the shame. Especially that's what happens in a lot of and that's what happens in a lot of these situations. And that's why but you know how that happens though? Like the only way a predator can put the shame on the victim is if the victim is not taken seriously or believed. And
Especially if you hear nowadays that somebody comes forth with a crime and it's just brushed off. Nobody really does any investigating.
correct
And,
that. Yeah,
say a person has a spouse, a significant other that's abusive towards them, and they've gone to the police about the situation, and the police haven't done anything. Um, they're not as likely to go to the police if they know that nothing's going to be done. That they're just going to go up there, maybe questioning them, and then go on about their way. And people say, "Oh, if they wanted to, they could get out of the situation." A lot of people, they just, they don't know how to get out of the situation. I can't speak for everybody, but that's how the cycle abuse happens. They get abused, they get mentally abused or physically abused, and it's just a vicious cycle. Um, they don't know how to get out of that situation. Maybe they want to get out, but they just don't know how to. And if they're trying to go to the police, trying to seek help, and they refuse to hold that person that's abusing them accountable, they don't know where else to go to.
yeah, and then but then also, it's like when they go to either the society that's surrounding it or the organization or however you want to put it, and basically they're ignoring. It really comes down to a thing. Like this is how it happens: is they ignore red flags, or
Yeah,
even if not direct accusations. Um, and I mean, I know this is like just an uncomfortable thing. I know you're trying to be like, I guess not neutral, but I'm not really sure. Trying to not like cause conflict, but I really think that like anything making it difficult for a survivor coming out was what happened here. Where as far as just like the blatant ignoring of like any kind of red flags or even like straight up accusations, because there was an accusation that he raped his wife and things like that. That was ignored. And
I didn't know about that.
that's how this. Yeah, there's like an article his wife wrote. And then like you connect that to this, and it's like, come on. I mean, smells like a duck, or whatever the saying is. Um, that's like that, in my opinion, is exactly how this happened. Like how it played out here. That's how predators get away with it, because they'll have like a good amount of people that will make it more difficult for it to be called out. But there was a rate people and a good amount of people that did call it out. But the people that didn't, that's really how this happens. That's really like it is, you know. So like I see it more as like not a lesson of like what we should do as if we're in the same boat as them, but more like that they have those tendencies that they would make it more difficult for the truth to come out.
Yeah, they've seen this person that's been aggressive or had certain things brought up against them, and they keep getting away with it. They figure they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, we're not necessarily obviously like the Predator's character showed, or maybe Ed's character showed, but also the Enabler's character showed, and it did.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know all the people that were involved on either side. Um, I can't speak for them. That's why I can't comment on something that I don't know. But I'm sure there may be some that are regretting it, that are second guessing themselves and wondering, where did I go wrong? What can I do going forward to make sure this doesn't happen? I can't, like I said, I can't speak for other people. I don't get caught up in the sides
yeah,
of the drama. But like I said, this is more than that. This is more than high school bullshit, as I used to call it. This is the root cause of what we're here, as far as the predator catching community.
Exactly.
So free NTF. What happened to NTF?
I heard this weird thing, and I don't know how true it is at all. But I'm just saying what people are saying. Do you want me to tell you? Like, because I can't
I
verify
mean, if
it.
it's something I don't, I mean, I know her, but I don't know her. So if it's something that she doesn't want out, then you don't. Of course, don't say
Okay.
it. But,
Actually, I think I'll just not say it. For the
okay,
sake of it. But yeah, can't stop anyone in chat from saying it, but I'll just not say it.
okay. You know how people are. They hear something, they run with it, and it could be
Right.
something that's totally not the case at all, and people ran with it. But
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Trying to
you
think
got
of.
you got any catches coming up or what?
So what I can say is I now have a lot more ability to do catches, and I'll just leave it there, like technology wise. Um. So my prospects of getting catches are going way up. I'll just say can't really guarantee catches, but it's like my prospects for getting catches in the future will go much higher as of now. That's that's what I would say.
That's good. Anything you could do to be more productive in that avenue, something that you like to do, is something that you're passionate about, then by all means do it, man. Even if it means decoying or doing something behind the scenes, you don't necessarily have to catch, but if it's something
What's
that
it?
you're passionate about, what's up?
It's decoying.
Okay,
I'll
I
say
mean,
that.
like I said, that's an avenue, man. You don't necessarily have to be out there on the streets, but you're doing the things behind the scenes to help catch these people. So
Oh no, I mean, I guess I mean, like my prospects of decoying and getting the catches, but I'll be catching the predators after I decoy. So,
okay, I
well,
got you. I thought you said you're
yeah,
just decoying now.
nah. Well, actually, maybe a couple predators if they're just like way too far away, and I kind of have, there's a couple situations where that might be true, but I don't know.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I think if you had like a consistent, like maybe I guess it would have to, it'd have to be more guarded, but maybe like not necessarily, obviously it can't be, I don't think it can be a survivor strand to be honest with you, but I think just in general, discussing certain topics, especially related to, danger of online predators, this and that, and there's
Yeah,
like a consistent time, I really think people would tune in. I would tune in. I mean, unless they don't care about that stuff, which that would kind of be telling. But I don't know. I
yeah,
think people want to hear from what's your story for sure.
yeah. I think, like I said, me not being as active as I used to be, that could have a lot to do with it. But um, there's ways that people could not be out there and tell their story. I could bring different things as far as bringing awareness to the cause of war, but it's just something that I thought I wanted to do, just to be different than just the negativity that you have heard on the regular basis. The last, not necessarily the last several days, but just in general, just the negativity and stuff like that that's going on.
Yeah, like maybe a good example would be like how I forget the name of Doctor something. He was like this YouTuber or whatever. He got caught, I guess, being inappropriate with a minor. God damn, I just don't follow anything at all.
Dr. Beast,
He-
Mr. Beast, not that
Before
one.
that,
Um, I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of the name of the guy. I heard Ray
yeah,
talking about him a couple weeks ago. I know who you're talking about.
Twitch streamer or something like that. It's just yeah, I guess we're on the same wavelength with that. But yeah, being like maybe like the kind of predators that are now out there, what's going on, bring awareness to that, and that would be a good use. Yeah, so I think maybe it could be rebranded, but I think that it could be like a what's your story? Or no,
Yeah,
inspiration.
I,
Come
I've
back.
yeah, I've very rarely got the time these days, but yeah, that'd be something to think about in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah. Kind of bad topics, honestly. Do you have any more?
same here, man. I didn't think I'd be going long anyway, so
All right. Well, if
thank you for coming on, man.
yeah, if there's someone there's more interesting things to say than me, definitely panel up, definitely pull up. And yeah, let's for the stream.
All right, man. It's good to talk to you.
Yep.
What's going on, Thaw? I'll just be on for a couple more moments. I appreciate anybody that stopped by, commented, whatnot. People that shared it. Appreciate you guys. I know I'm not as active as I used to be, but I still appreciate um, any positive feedback that you guys bring. Even if it's negative feedback, it's fine with me. I don't care. I'll do this one more time. If anybody wants to jump up, they can. If not, I'll end things. And yeah. I don't know what happened to the comments. They go away. Anyways, thank you, Dragonfly. Thank you, Narnia. Thank you, Cap, for coming in. Thank you, Mr. X. Trying to name all the people that are on this. So I'm scrolling up here. And I think that's as far as I'll go up. Anyways, thank you guys for coming in, even if it's for a little bit. I appreciate you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.